Zest is in. Where resilience begins, not fixing the cracks.
Hello everyone and welcome to Zest is in with me, Shel Marie, the podcast that'll take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. Today, you are going to love my guest. She is full of so much energy. And us two together, we're going to pre-warn you. I don't know what's going to come up, but all you are going to have is a really incredible, enjoyable experience. I know that for sure. And she is called Aire Stillman. She is a best-selling author, speaker, therapeutic coach who blends clinical healthcare experience with movement, sound, and holistic healing. Through her work, she guides women and children from anxiety and overwhelm into grounded strength and emotional freedom, inviting us to explore what it truly means to reconnect with our bodies beyond noise. Oh, I have so much to ask her already. If you feel called, I invite you to share. See, I can already hear her. I invite you to share a little love by helping amplify my guest's voice here today, as well as all the other incredible voices to come by subscribing for future episodes. It costs you nothing, but means the world to us and and helps this powerful episode reach many more hearts and minds. And if you have done so already, thank you. And may this episode, if it brings you anything else, joy, laughter, fun, and inspiration. Welcome.
Hey! I'm so grateful and excited to be here. I know we're going to have so much fun.
Super. Me too. And just before we begin and I dive into all the greatness, because I see you a lot dancing on your social media, which I love. And without putting the labels on it, but just sometimes when we use these words, we can relate to things. What's your take on an aesthetic dance?
First of all, great question. I love aesthetic dance. And it's so funny because it's so freeing, but I think first of all, if you're not a free-minded person or a free thinker, you're immediately going to think it's like woo-woo or uncomfortable, or those people look like absolutely bananas. And the truth is they do look bananas. Like, they look crazy from the outside, but when you actually get to experience what it feels like, you're like, oh, like it's not so wild.
Yeah.
And it's so sweet because I live in Los Angeles, and we have an aesthetic dance community here, and they've been running, I don't even know, I think they're close to, don't get me wrong, like somewhere between like 15 to 20 years they've been running it. Wow. And it's on the beach on Sundays, exactly, and everybody just comes, puts the headphones on, and like it's such an experience to watch because there are the weirdest movements you could imagine. People are shaking their butt, some people are fighting, some people are like and I love to see it when they're interacting with each other, like, because some people just, it's kind of like, into a basic eye and optical, we don't necessarily like see an aura or an energy. Feel it though, right? Like the moment you and I, like, we just saw each other, we're like, oh, you have the same aura, like it's radiating personality. That's what they do when they're dancing, and it's almost like when they're moving together, you can see the aura, which is crazy. And it's like these crazy entanglement movements of their hands and their flow, and it's just so beautiful.
Agree. And you know what's so funny? Most of my life, I was doing it, not knowing that it was a thing. So I was very much doing it privately because, and it's nothing against, I love salsa, I love bachata, I love all these incredible dance styles, but equally, I remember every single time, like when I'm the squeaky clean learning, person that walks in all new, I'm the best student ever. And then I add a bit of Shelly and they do not like it. Never. They never like it. It's like, you're out of time. He's got to lead you. Like, it just all comes, and before I know it, even though I want to get to that standard, the fun is lost within it. And I was just always like, I love dancing, I want to dance, but why all these rules? Why do we have rules all the time? And I guess you can call me a lovable rebel in the sense of everything. There's something, and I know there's rules to keep us safe, etc., etc., etc. But I've just always been someone that just a little pushes the rules, not meaning to, not intentionally, but I think that's the creative spark in me. So when I then was like, hold on a second, I have been literally thinking that, I'm the only one that does this weird thing that no one is like entertained by, like stay in the lines, no coloring out the lines, And then, the first time I went to one of these aesthetic dances, so just for people, the viewers who don't know what we're talking about right now, aesthetic dance, basically, you can call it an inward and outward journey, whatever you want, where you generally don't know what music is going to play, usually it's a certain frequency, and you just... And I can imagine for people that are used to routines or wanting to know the song first, it can be probably quite an overwhelming experience. But the moment you just literally, and I found when you close your eyes, that's when you really connect to your body. Because equally what we've just spoke about, most people to start with do have their eyes closed, and as you can imagine, what feels good in your body is very different to how someone is watching you, and it goes against all the performance and making it always look great for the viewer, because it's not about that. It's such a personal inward journey. I don't know why, I just felt like it was really nice to mention that, because equally I know creative expression is really important to you.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's so funny, even with that example, when we think about anxiety and overwhelm and things like that, you can imagine the both sides of the coins, even for something as free expression and dancing. What experience one may have is very different to another. Same as painting, anything, there's people that literally want to know, hold on, but what color? How do I mix it? And then there's someone else who's just like, just leave me alone. I want to play. I want to explore.
Some people are like, I just want to be monochromatic and stay in this color, but have a variance of this color. Yeah. I love all of the analogies that you also said, and it made me laugh immediately. Like, no, I don't want to color in the box. Like, I feel like it's so funny because I also have like a very big art background. I actually went to art school lifetimes ago. But I feel like when I was a kid, first of all, when we're younger, we are born like being able to see the auras, right? We're able to see what our untrained eyes are, and in the variations of school, like we lose the perception of like the real reality versus this reality that we've trained us to be in. And when I was younger, I was always the kid outside of the box. I never fit in like my regular arenas, I like to say. And like I was always just filled with joy. Like, and if you ask people like what my childhood were, or like if they would describe me, like I was always just happy and I was radiating that. And I was definitely the little kid coloring outside of the lines. Now fast forward to going to art school, where coloring in the lines makes you prestige, and I was like doing it, but I was like, yo, I got to figure out how to blend these colors. Like something still didn't feel like I wanted to be in that box. So thank you for sharing that, because that was just like giving me an idea. And it's funny that you just brought up the performance versus movement, because I actually literally just wrote a post about this like a week ago. And so we're, again, per usual, I figured we'd be in such a thought. And I like to say to my audience, to my friends, to my family, to people I've coached throughout the years, like I have people all the time tell me like they can't dance or they're just uncomfortable. And I get this especially like at weddings, like, oh, I can't dance unless I've had like some tequila. And I'm like, but see, that the reason that you suddenly can dance if you've had some alcohol versus not is because you're not thinking about it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like you're just flowing with it. And that's the whole point. Like from the moment we were born, movement is the beginning of the world. Like sound creation came from many different theories, whether you believe there is God created sound. That's like the first verse of Genesis, or even other sides to that could say, hey, maybe I don't believe in God, but I believe in the Big Bang theory, right? Like the Big Bang crashed down and then literally frequency vibrations created an entire thing from a bang. So we understand, like, right? Like, it's like, come on, this explosion made sound. So there is that frequency of movement, right? And the moment we're in the womb, right? We're swimming around, we're kicking, our moms can feel us in the tummies. You're already dancing in her belly. Like, and it cracks me up. It's like, I love to say, like, you know how babies kind of waddle and they're trying to figure out their movement in zero gravity centers.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a baby is like a drunk adult, like waddling, looking funny, can't dance. They're dancing. Oh, they're dancing. They're moving.
And they giggle most of the time. They're enjoying.
They're so joyful because their body is learning a movement.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's in a flow state and it's free to do that. And it's like, that's where movement and dance did come from. Dance wasn't necessarily meant to be this performance, but we've turned it into that because we realize some people can be more gifted than others. But I also, again, totally agree that everybody can dance. Like,
agreed. Yeah.
And we're forward. It's in the DNA. It comes with the ancestors. It comes with storytelling. It comes from ancient civilizations of it. So I just know that regardless of where people are, and I love that you even said like the boundaries, the borders, each room does it has this thing, right? Like you can go to a salsa class and they are teaching salsa, or you could go to a bachata class, they're teaching bachata. Maybe you go to a jazz class, go ahead, or a modern class. But then you have like aesthetic dance where, hey, you hear a DJ play one variation of a song, maybe you're doing a little bit of salsa, you throw in bachata, the next thing you know, you've got jazz hands. Like, it's like, that's the best part. It's just the movement and in the flow state. And exactly like, if your eyes are closed, you're not thinking about what it is. You're just in the flow.
Absolutely. And I think for me as well, I didn't realize this until I started going more frequently. But it's actually like a meditation for me as well, dance. It's very like healing. Like I noticed that like I can really feel strong emotions, but I move them through my body and through the way that I move and how I do my movements. And even like what you say, you could even have that connection with someone else. And I always know that even if in that moment I feel not sad, but I have emotions coming up and I'm sensing something, by the end of that session, you think like, because some of these sessions are 3 hours, but by the end of it, like, and people really don't get this, I am at such a high level that I like don't even need to eat. I'm just so full. I'm just like
radiating.
And it's just I love it. I love it. You can stamp, you can flow, you can move, you know, and when you really think about back to children, you know, you take them, because I used to be a primary school teacher, and, you know, dance class or whatever, what do kids want to do? They want to move, they want to stamp, they want to, you know, they want to spin, they want to run from side to side. Essentially, not saying that's what it is, but that's kind of what you see at ecstatic dance. People jumping and running, people stomping on the floor. And I can, it's just, it shows again how much we are free, and slowly, no, and then we unlearn it. Well, not everybody, but hopefully everybody gets to a point of unlearning it. So thinking about that, and of course, like I know when you said your I guess you could say your not your standard, but you're very joyful, happy. I can feel that person. But equally, what made you focus on like anxiety and overwhelm and things?
Great question.
Yeah.
What's the founding? Well, it stems back from when I was a child. I was about, I would say 8 or 9 roughly, and I used to get insane migraines, and I had no reason or knowing of why necessarily. And my mom took me to the doctors. They did a whole MRI and scans, and the test results came back conclusive that I had stress. And I'm like, what? And like, what does an 8-year-old have to be stressed about? And I didn't, I didn't understand stress at the time. Like, it didn't necessarily even like make sense or hit. But when it would hit, my vision would kind of black out.
Wow.
I would see like flashes of light, and then I would go into like a full body response, and my body would start to have a panic attack. So one would affect the other, and then it would shut down. And it really got way, way worse. Funny enough, right around that time is kind of when I found like performance dance. And I started to just be a little stage performer from, about, I would say 8 until 18. I was in competitions. I was touring all over the country.
Wow.
I was in all of the things. I loved it. I was in POMs at school. I was also in other sports. So like I was always kind of in motion, like the kid that's always kind of go. But funny enough, I actually had another serious injury, and it stemmed around my high school like pep rally, which is so silly because I was so excited. Like, it was the time that I felt like my chance to finally shine. Like, I was the younger girl, and I could tell that all of our seniors like really, really liked me. They liked my personality, and I feel like they were like prepping me to be like the captain, like when I was a senior. And it's like, not to play a favorite, but I think they kind of already like picked those things out, or like, who they want to mentor kind of scenarios. And so I was so excited. And my sophomore year, we go into this pep rally. It's the last time to be with these seniors. Like, it's their big moment. It's my big moment. And they like put me in the front for a few positions, and we go to do some serious like tricks. So I go to do what is called like a head stall, where I'm literally upside down, but I'm jumping into a head stall on another girl's lap. So she's holding me up. And, I had nailed this whole dance routine until I go into this head stall and I fall out of this head stall. I literally get dropped on my head, and it's like, it happened so fast, but it's also that moment where it feels like time froze. Like, I felt like that moment was never ending, but it literally happened like this. Like, I'm not even sure if other people noticed, but to me, that was the end. And I got back up, and my body went into muscle memory. And because we had practiced this dance, I just kept going and going and going and going. And
so you were aware of it, but you just carried on like everything was fine.
yeah,
Gosh, wow.
because as a performer, we're trained and programmed that if you're going to be a high stake performer, you have to act like nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
Well, that also comes with like some compartmentalizing as a child to be really high strung and so good at sports, because I wasn't necessarily academically good. So it was already this anxiety roller coaster petrolating in my body, right? And after that performance, I walk off, everyone is cheering, except my full body starts to. I'm literally shaking. The adrenaline is pumping. My head is throbbing. My anxiety reached an all-time peak. And I'm walking off to the side, well, shaking really. And I crumple to the ground. And that's when my favorite science teacher, his name was Mr. Everson. He he was also a paramedic. So he would teach all of his classes, but he would teach it in a way kids could understand with physical experience. And I loved it. He rushed over to me and he saw that I was having a panic attack again from all of this anxiety in my head. And I was ready to be rushed out to the ambulance. I was in such bad emotions. But he did something, and this is always like my pro tip for anybody that is having a panic attack still to this day, especially because foreshadow, I went into healthcare. And I just knew there was just things I needed to figure out. But if you drink lukewarm water, that actually helps your endocrine systems. It will help your nervous system. It actually helps all of the anxiety in your body relax. A lot of people rush to like ice cold water or like hot water. Hot water is too shocking for the body, and the same extreme kind of happens with cold water. It's too cold for the body to metabolize it that fast. So lukewarm water is the trick, and then just taking some deep breaths, right? Breathing, because when you're having that panic attack, you're like you're gasping for air. You're like your soul is trying to leave the body, right? You gotta stay.
Mayday.
Yeah, literally. Mayday. So he helped me talk through that and go through that. And it's like, again, like, here's this thing that I love. Dancing brought me so much joy, but at the same time, that accident and that thought process of these people saw me and I messed up and I'm not good enough and yada, yada, yada. And there goes my whatever, there goes my captainship. Like every crazy thought was funneling and it was shutting my body down. So from there, I got up, I got on, and I don't know if anybody realized. I'm sure they did, because there's people right in front of me and I know they had to have seen it. And I have footage of this, which I'm about to start sharing more of this story so people can see where this was. And it's like, you look at it and you really can't even see. Like, you see me fall for a second, but only because I know, right? And my focus is on that. The rest of the performance is like top tier. Like, didn't look like anything happened. And it's like, again, the peak to understanding and performance teachers. So that's just like a funny side story. But I eventually did get into healthcare from there. So that was always this thing in my mind. And as I got into healthcare, and I kind of lived in the Midwest, so food wasn't very healthy per se, and alcohol is a very big consumption here. So I figured at 20, I was like, there's got to be more than life to be a bartender and to be drinking every day. And I was trying to escape the reality, I would say, especially with all the anxiety that I was dealing with in school and all the things. I didn't really want to exist here. I wanted a way out of reality because my reality was so anxious. And it was, so I went to alcohol, I went to weed, I just got consumed by the earthly presence to find an escape. And when I got into the healthcare system, I moved to North Carolina at 21, and I wanted to figure it out. I wanted to figure out why my body felt puffy, why my stomach looked big, why I was always having anxiety, but I couldn't figure out where the surface part went. And I got healthy. I figured out my blood type in the cardiovascular unit I worked in. And then funny enough, I got to teach people how to re-walk and move again. That was a big part of our progressions, because after our patients would have open heart surgery, they couldn't breathe. They couldn't function. I had to teach them basic techniques to even do breath work. I had to teach them basic mobility stances to be able to get up and walk again and to just be able to move. And from there, the rest is kind of history. I opened up a gym because I wanted to teach more into movement, and I completely had quit dance. Around my senior year, I ended up leaving and I didn't get a captain. I graduated from school early, went to this art school because I was just I'm done. I just need a break, and I didn't feel like choreographing was necessarily what I wanted to do, and I figured I was capped at that dance career. And I needed a break from being on for so many years. I was like, I'm done. So for literally 13 years, I quit dancing. I wasn't dancing at all. and I got swept up in nursing. I got swept up taking care of other people's problems, trying to figure out my own, but like projecting what theirs was and trying to fix them instead of trying to fix me. Right? Isn't that just so funny how we function and we get along?
Yeah.
And then COVID hit. And it was funny because during that 13-year span, it's like I would go out and I would drink, and all of a sudden that inner me, she was so suppressed, she would start breakdancing. And I was having like breakdancing videos. I was having like dance battles with people out at the bars, and then I'd wake up the next morning and I'd have no memory. And people would send me videos. They're like, is this you? Like, what is this? And I was so embarrassed because I was like, oh my gosh. And even one of my best friends had said to my boyfriends at the time, she's like, who is that? Like, did you know that your girlfriend's like a Rocketeer? Like, who is this person? And he was like, he didn't really even have answers for it either. He was just like, she's just letting loose, I guess. No, it's because I suppressed myself. I suppressed my joy. I forgot why I was even trying to exist from the beginning. It's so funny, you know, how many progressions of things have to take place. So yeah, the great pause of COVID hit, and there was nothing else to do but sit and figure it out and think about all the things that are, you know, hurting you, that you're hurting yourself, that you're not doing good at. And that's when I decided, all right, we're going back. I need to figure out how I can come up with a dance team in my community. And I wanted to like get back into music. And then I ended up started dating an artist, and he had a music label, and I started doing promo tours for like EDM tours and like boat tours all over. So we connected through that. And then I started working at the music label. And then from there I was like, oh, I've got to go, because the things that I want weren't necessarily in the city that I was in. And I was like, I gotta go. Now that I have this joy back, I gotta feel it. Like I can't not let this bird fly free again. So I left North Carolina, moved to California, and then I got on a bunch of professional teams again. I started actually taking the years of physical health and yoga, and I started going back to hula hooping, and then I was like laser hula hooping, and then I was like doing that on tours. Then I started fire dancing. I was like, we're going in. And then I started doing like acrobats, and I was like in the lira, the spinning hula hoop. I was like, how can I just keep taking these things higher and higher and performing everywhere? And then I was really missing kids and family. So I got back in, started teaching kids, started teaching adults, dance movements, dance classes, different cognitive thoughts. And crazy enough, I got hit by a car on a crosswalk. Yeah, it's like, how many traumatic injuries can I have? They just keep coming.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, so for the last 2 years of my life, I have been
This was very recent.
Yeah, this was literally in the last 2 years, and I was on that crosswalk. I couldn't walk. I literally kind of had to say goodbye to a lot of my own dance performances. So I was like, how are you going to tell me I just got my joy back after all this time having it be gone, and then I can't do it again? And literally my doctors were like, hey, you also have like a stress fracture and one injury after another, and you're moving too much. And I'm like, how are you gonna tell me I can't move? Like, so it's like all of these things, right? They all funnel into each other, and like all those years of like expertise of like working with others to like help them with their breath and movement, I had to do for myself. Like, you gotta love yourself. So it's like God gave me all of the tools to get here.
Yeah. Not that, you know, it's easy to do that, but often, like what you said, like, gosh, thank you so much for being so open and vulnerable and mentioning something so life altering, but equally you said a really powerful thing, that when we really stop and we look back to see, we always seem to have and are placed on certain, I think, paths and routes and whatever, because there's always a reason why we've done previously what we've done. Of course, I can see now how you are at the point you're at now, which is truly inspiring. Because even now, after all that you've been through, you just have this like positive joy and upliftment and like just this like just real incredible energy for life. And so you're like 100% the perfect person for for people who after some of these things that have happened to them, they can't even, they're just so blocked and so like
absolutely.
Wow.
It makes me laugh because I don't know if you've heard the song, but here in America, I think it was here, but I think it actually came from Britain. The song "I Get Knocked Down, but I Get Up Again." And I like every time something happens, I'm like, I get knocked down.
And it's got alcohol in it as well. I'm not saying that it's alcohol, but it's the night away. Whiskey drink and take the vodka drink.
Exactly. It's just so funny, especially me telling the story.
But now you've just said that, not to desensitize all that you've shared, but wow, what a song to just say after all you've just expressed.
Yeah, and I feel it. It's true. And it's like, I have a very big essence for life. And, there's a say a lot with that, but, then I also see the other parts of the reality. Like, things are crazy, right? The things are absolutely crazy in the world right now if you're paying attention to the war and the crazy Epstein files. And there's just so many things that it's easy to get focused on. And our nervous systems, for one. A lot of information is coming out right now, and it's coming out so extreme and so much that our nervous systems, it can't handle as much information as it's receiving. And I spent, you made us stop and freeze during COVID, and everyone went crazy, and then their mental disables came out, and everyone realized, okay, maybe I'm ADHD, maybe I'm kind of crazy, maybe I don't even want to be around people again. It took us so long to be in social interactions, and now we're it's 26 and it's been 6 years, and now we're getting streamlined with insane information, and our body feels like we're being attacked by a lion, like constantly. And it's like when the edge of evolution, that's how the fight or flight responses are created. We think we're getting attacked, and we have such high energy and high streams that we have to keep up with this hustle culture that keeps us down, that you have to have multiple jobs, that you live in places that are full of crazy energy. And it's like your environment, what you're eating, and who you're around affect those things and affect your nervous systems. And if we don't pay attention to regulate them or prepare them for the next level of what it's going to go through, you're going to be stuck in survival mode. And a lot of, especially in the United States, a lot of our culture is stuck perpetually in the survival mode. And we're not necessarily in war, right? Like, if I watch the videos of everybody in Iran, and I'm like, my whole body has a response to that. And I'm so...
isn't it? Is there still people and even if you don't watch the news or this, that, and the other, it doesn't mean that you're in your bubble and you are avoiding reality and you're pretending everything is rainbows and perfect.
Absolutely.
You don't need to know what is going on in the world. So it's not saying don't, but as you so beautifully said, if you know you're someone who and I definitely am and was very much someone who could even hear about something tragic that's happened to someone and really feel how they must have felt. And so we have to take personal responsibility and ownership for ourselves, because if you're someone generally that can watch it for information, and you really can do that, and you can still have that love and compassion and care and not be affected, but that's something so internal, then fine. But if you are someone this by the way that your mind goes, by the way you behave, by the way you shut down, by the way you might snap at people. And so, yes, I know it's important for us to be aware of what's happening in the world, but again, we actually can be very aware of a lot that's happening without having to feed it. And I just think what you so beautifully highlighted, which a lot of us don't always realize, is we have the choice. We have the choice to turn that on. We have the choice to scroll certain things, to look up certain things, and you know, if you're then stuck in fear and you're really not living your life to the fullest, and because if you are not a strong pillar, and it's not saying you go to these places, but if you cannot be that strong pillar and you cannot hold that trust and love and faith in a better world, we're not helping anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Because even if we are not worlds apart, but countries apart,
Kinda.
but you know what I mean?
Different realities too.
Which is a frequency, and even if, like you so beautifully said, even when it's not actually in your country, and people could be like, oh well, it's not in your country, but if you are feeling and consuming it the same as something happening somewhere else, it may as well be happening, because you are essentially putting yourself in that prison of fear, I know it's such a touching subject, because I believe, you know, it doesn't matter where we are in the world, what color skin we have, what religion, what culture, it doesn't matter. We are all one, and we are connected whether we like it or not. So why not connect more to a loving thought of peace, of actually our world improving, and we're not taught that. We're not made to feel that way, to feel like, okay, what can we do right now to actually bring some love and joy into the world? Because if we're all just in the same, it just spirals and spirals and spirals, and then guess what? All of a sudden, someone says where they're from and someone doesn't like them, and so you have then in pockets of other countries, people then being at war with one another because of the circumstances everywhere else in the world, and it's just so sad, isn't it?
It is. And I think, again, to say that you have to it's kind of like buttering up your nervous system. You got to prep yourself for what you're going through and what your experience is. And I love that we're describing that it's not necessarily like you in your bubble or whatever. It is a way to protect yourself, because there are ways that you have to figure out, are you being an observer watching the news and not associating with the emotion to that? That's one thing. But if you are, like you said, if you're feeling deeply and feeling into that fear mentality, then it is lowering your frequency. It's lowering your vibrational energy. And it is like, what you focus on is where your energy goes, period, point blank. And I like to say, like, I do my best to be the observer in those situations, just so I am socially aware of the existence of the things that are going on. But that also doesn't take and compartmentalize like the things I'm going through. So it also helps me. Also, and those things, like, they humble me. They remind me, oh my gosh, I'm doing way better than I thought. Even when I have down days, you know, like I'm like, okay. And it kind of helps me think about that. So like when I'm seeing something negative or scary, I immediately think, am I listening to myself? Like, am I being the observer of my own thoughts? Like, what are my thoughts thinking? And I'll be like, okay, no, I gotta change that thought so I can create a better reality. And I think it says so much about you and you as a person in general, and me as a person in general, because when I see those things that are happening that are negative and crazy, it gives me almost an even more like inspiration myself to be a better person myself. And with that, I'm like, okay, that just means like how I make someone else happy, or I'm here to serve and like make somebody else's vibration rise and feel better when they're around me. I don't want people to feel worse around me. My goal is, you don't remember people's names, right? But you always remember how somebody makes you feel.
Absolutely.
So I would much rather bring their energy up than ever bring somebody down. And I focus on that always.
Absolutely. And not to continue with the news thing, but I actually just feel like this is super important just because it's come up. Like, we didn't plan to speak about this, but I really feel like this is super important for people to know. And it's just because it's happened like more than twice now, personally, for me and my and just say my family and my loved ones. And I really want people to realize, and it's not saying everything is a lie, but for example, the floods in Valencia, okay? I literally was in Valencia, okay, when that happened. And what I was hearing from friends and family at home to what I was physically seeing with my eyes were two very different things. So, for example, it was just playing on repeat, snippets of the kind of one clip that's been cut up and made into ongoing and ongoing and ongoing. And what they forgot to miss out was the things that they were literally flying in volunteers and firefighters from all over the world for free to stay in hotels to help with the rubble. Didn't see any of that on the news. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, it might have been on there, but I don't remember seeing that. But everything about, you know, everybody's trapped in this and like taking the same kind of image and replaying it on multiple stations so that you think it's always happening, and it's happening to so many when it could be one clip that's just been different angled and played. So again, I don't want to go into all this. And the same as when I used to live in Dubai, my mum, again, bless her, used to ring me up. Oh my gosh, Shelly, I've seen like buildings being torn apart, the water flooding. I said, Mum, this is not happening. Like, so many times.
You're right. I absolutely love that you just brought this up, because this was not planned and I didn't know you were going to go there. And I absolutely love to hear this from your perspective on both of those completely different cultures of hemispheres, because that is 100% my reality, even in the States, especially when I lived in Los Angeles, and especially when I lived in North Carolina. Like, North Carolina would have a hurricane, and sometimes it was really bad, but sometimes it was like some rain and it would just be the end of the world there. And LA is so big, like we had the fires in last January, and it was scary, but they made it seem like all of, like, it was like, you know, in the movies when like all of the cities are burning down, that's not what it was. It was like a small little pocket of the area where people were affected, and everybody loses their minds. And it's like, there has been so much proof of that on the media too. Like, I've seen somebody, and I've maybe a couple people, they'll like cut up videos of like 100 different videos of the media, and the media, all the lines, they're saying the same thing across everything. And I'm like,
and even down to the words, like they've been given us
exactly.
So then it's like, well, no, she said it, and she had blonde hair, and she was wearing this color, and he said it, and he's in a different studio, so it must be true. No. So anyway, I just feel like sometimes I listen and I'm like, should I say that? Shouldn't I say that? But I feel like whenever I feel like there's we just happen to speak about it, it's also awareness is key. And actually, not saying now you go and do the research, but how many of us watch something and then go, is that true? I'm going to check it out. Because again, even in the Middle East, like right now, it's awful, the missiles. But equally, I have friends in the Middle East, and I'm getting a very different version.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you also for that reassurance. Because I feel like I needed to hear that. As much as we were not anticipating that, it's very refreshing, you know, because it's very easy to get bogged into that. But like I said, I try to look at the outcomes. Like, okay, where you're paying attention to, that stuff is going to be bogging you up. And if you try to focus on things that you love and things that bring you joy, you're going to have a completely different sensation of feelings. And especially with how I was feeling, you know, with my injury in LA, I was really going through it, and a lot of being in a high energy area brings a lot of high energy, and I feel like I have to be super So sometimes I have to like leave and go on a different vacation or go somewhere else so I can let my nervous system reset. Like there's been so many times I'll go up to like the Sequoia Mountains or something, and like it's insane the different energy that you body versus like coming back. Like I remember my friend and I literally were up there, and the elevation is so much higher, so the air is so fresh that when we came back to LA, we got sick. Like we had to sleep for like 2 days because we had to get reused to like being in a busy area with not like pollution and not as good as of like high frequency. And you know, sometimes a lot of us can't necessarily move, right? We can't necessarily change the energy or the outcome of the outer experience, but what you can do is work on you and do the best to your ability in those places.
Absolutely wise words. And like even with that, and you know, sometimes I feel really bad admitting this, but like being from the UK, but for instance, of course, you know, it's my country, and I'm really grateful, and I appreciate, you know, and I love seeing my family and friends, but equally it's not a place where I feel it feels like home to me. And when I say home, I don't mean it's an internal feeling. Like when I'm around warmth, when I'm around mountains, when I'm around beaches, okay, yes, we have these things scattered, but for me, like the temperature and things like that, really, again, we can create this, but it really, I just feel at such a more, my well-being feels so much higher. So you mentioning that is super important, because like what you said, sometimes we're in these situations, people are, where we, you know, we can't just abracadabra and just, you know, create. I'm sure, you know, of course we should always have aspirations, we should always be inspired to live the life we want and to pursue it, but equally there are sometimes times when, you know, you need to be back home or whatever, and we have to take ownership for that, because like how can we can sit there and count all the things going wrong, but equally, okay, what can we do to find a solution? And so I guess that's something that you probably talk a lot to your clients about.
Absolutely. And again, it's kind of, you know, I feel like I've had a lot of people describe things, and when I'm with the client personally, I love to understand them. And this might sound a little funny, but it's almost like dissecting. And when I say it like that, again, I have that nursing background, so I love to chart, and I just love the psychologicals. And I always used to say, like, when I was in the heart unit, the only other unit I ever would have gone into was the brain and the cranium. And then I was like, I've studied psych for how many years? And I was like, what I'm interested in neuro is very much the psychologicals of like why we do things, how we react, what do we do with them. So when I'm with the client and they're describing to me, you know, where they came from, how they are, why they think like they are, it makes you understand the human better. And when you're going through an experience and you're going through that, a lot of the time people are not vulnerable and they don't know how to express, or people are over vulnerable and maybe share a lot. But when I say that, it's like I give them the space to say whatever they need to say. But to me, it's okay, we understand what's happening, and it's a good way for me to, you know, communicate the ways that they need. But when you can actually take them into the somatics part of it and use the sound frequencies and actually use their bodies to help with the nervous systems, that's where the breakdown really comes from. And it is an emotional experience. It's like, it depends what you've gone through. I've had sexual survivors. I've had PTSD. I've had kids. I've obviously my background. I've had all sorts of things. Geriatrics. I've worked with so many different types of generations that I've got to just see so many things that I never thought I would have. And also, it just gives me so much empathy, right? And women, I think we have a lot more than we understand sometimes. And it's being able to just relate to somebody. And just kind of like you were saying, you know, when you close your eyes and you have some of those emotions, and it's almost like your own meditational state, it's kind of like your God state. It's like the way you get talk back and also get downloads, because you're kind of in your flow states. You are the muse. You are just moving effortlessly without thinking. You're not trying to use the logical brain anymore. You're using your heart. You're using the ether. You're using the other centers that will actually stimulate the waves through the body, through the electrical. And suddenly it's just kind of hard, but you can't not feel good. You might cry first. But the healthy release that you get is just euphoria. Yeah. And that's what I try to do with every single one of my clients. And they do, you know, and sometimes I only have an hour session with, I've had it with artists, I've had it with dancers. I love working with women. I work specifically with women, but, you know, high functioning anxious achievers, that's my bread and butter. Because I've been there. You're striving for that performance. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You know what it feels like to go to the next level, but you have to prep yourself to be able to receive the things at the next level. And when you're just healing, the healing journey is forever. You're always healing from something. But if you're not moving it around and you're not releasing it, a lot of the times we feel stuck. We feel stagnant. We don't know what the next move is. We're confused. We're stuck in a confusional state. And that's because you're stuck right here. You're using too much of your brain and not getting into the body and getting into the feeling. And just move. Like, my favorite things I hear from, you know, entrepreneurs that get out of the stagnant thing is like, if I think about it, it's kind of like analysis paralysis. Think too much, I can't do anything. If I just do it, suddenly it makes sense. The puzzle pieces will figure themselves out.
Beautiful. And just thinking about that for people listening right now that would be interested and want to reach out to you, would you say, do you do this in person and online, or would you prefer it in person?
Yeah. I do it both ways. It just depends what your specifics are. You know, you could be an entrepreneur. I have it online or in person. Obviously, I work globally, so those ones are a little bit more in person, but we do have retreats. We do have big events. I have worked with music videos. Those are my favorites too. It's like, if someone has an experience, let's say, for instance, here's a project I'm working on currently. I just had a mother that had a miscarriage. So what we're doing is I brought her into the music studio. I bring her into a dance studio. I get to work with her, and we make a song together. We make a song based on that experience that you've gone through, that's traumatic, that's a lot, emotional weighing, and you get to say what you want, and we get to put it into words, we get to put it into sound, and then we get to do your own we work your body through it, do a whole little video. It's up to you whether you want to bring in other dancers or how you want to make this music video kind of creation idea, and you go from there. We make an entire.
That's incredible. I love that. Wow. I'm so happy you mentioned that. And that's the thing, because I think often, you know, we always think, you know, spa experience. It's always when we're in a higher, you know, we're in a really good mood and we want to feel great. But equally, no, why can't we turn that pain into a purpose and create something so beautiful out of something that's been so traumatic for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
But when you think about it, isn't that what movies, what singers, what dancers do anyway?
That's really what art is. The best art comes from the most traumatic pain. And
they smile and they have little bit itty bitty clothes on, and it distracts you. But if you listen to the words,
exactly.
Oh, think twice. It's another day for you and me in paradise. Oh, I think you froze.
Right, exactly. And it's like, I've had so much, I make the best art. Like when I'm sad, I'm like, that really hit me really hard. That was actually like maybe like 4 months ago, which I've always known that when I've made like my pictures or when some of my like paintings from art school or things like that.
Oh,
and I see them and I'm like, whoa, this was heavy. Like you could feel it in there. And you're like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to make sad stuff anymore. I want to make good music that makes people feel good. So it's a little different when I make my creations now, because I want to make music for me personally. The music that I make is like a good energy vibration. But when you're working on it, you get to decide what we're working on.
I love it.
I have one of my favorite artists right now. She actually used to be, in layman's terms, she was in the sex trade. She was at one point prostituting. She was a stripper. She went through all of that, and now she moved completely out of all of that. She found God, got with her faith, and we're making a music video and a song of like the healing experience of like, you know, her working through that, and like why she used to dance seductual, right? For a man to pull in that energy. And she was recently just feeling a lot of shame in her own body of that sense. Like, oh, if I'm not, the intention to dress for them. And she's like, I'm trying to work through that pinnacle point to find those sensations for me. Now I can dance sexy, but it doesn't need to be for someone else. It needs how I can bring that pain into me. So I'm so excited for her video. It's going to be amazing.
Because that's even that like reframe that's so important, and even if we think about that, there's thinking and there's actually trying to know that, you know what I'm trying to say. So for example, she, you know, probably felt incredible, and you know, like incredible to be able to have that effect on someone, but equally now it's almost tainted, but that is also an expression of her. So why can't she own that still? Why can't she give that back to herself? So I think it's incredible what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to come and do it. I want to come and create my music video.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It brings me so much joy. It really does, because it get like, and to watch her work through it, like she'll send me even clips, because we'll do some, you know, we get on some calls, and some calls we talk about stuff or whatever. She's like more of a longer client than just making like one project. We're working a lot of things, but it's so beautiful to get to see, because she'll send me like cute little clips. She's like, I decided to like be in the mirror today, and like I just decided I was going to be in my bra and panties and just try to feel it. And like, I can feel her own, you know, he transferred the sexual energy into strong creation, right? Like, especially in women, right? Like our biggest center, the thing that makes us women, is the thing that helps us create energy. It's the womb energy. It's the bottom, and that's where our creative natures come from, and we blossom from that. It's why we're so fluid, the flow, right? So it's been so beautiful to see that, and just to see those small little epiphanies.
Wow. Thank you so much for all that you've shared today. What an episode. And
we've been all around.
I love all that you're creating, all that you're doing, and I know that equally anyone listening, if they're definitely thinking like me, they will be wanting to reach out and definitely have a go and connect with you and create something so beautiful. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you. And just before you go, if there was someone listening right now would benefit from hearing, what would you tell them?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a million, right? But the thing that I'd like to always share is, you know, if you've been listening to this entire episode, you've heard me talk about the pain and and the trauma and the get back up when you're down. And it's really easy, really, really easy to be down on yourself in the downs, right? But I think also the best part of those rock bottom moments is you really have just an entire book to open up that, like, I feel like the best parts of your life come for the moments after that. And you're worth it. You are the thing that's going to bring you out, right? Like a lot of patients or survivors also, you know, if you've gone through depression or waves of hardness, like you can have every person in the world around you and they can try to pull you out, but literally the only person that can pull you out is you.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely,
you've got to be strong for you. And remember, like, this is a temporary experience. Everything is temporary, and there's always a higher point to get to.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, and
Thank you.
yeah,
It's been such a blessing. So fun. I also forgot, even my nails are orange. It really fits in with the Zen vibe. I'm like, see?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Really, what an incredible episode, and may you receive so many blessings for all the people that you're really helping change and inspire through all that you're creating. Thank you.
Thank you. Can't wait to catch up again.
It's the magic.